Hello and welcome to Crafting with Amy. I'm Amy, and if you're new here, I want to say welcome. And as always, if you're a returning subscriber, I really do appreciate you all. This first DIY is, I'm just calling it a cabin. I start with this sign from Dollar Tree, and I was going to do the back side, but I couldn't get that roof off because it was stapled very good. So instead I just take the embellishments off the front and I sand it down real good because it had glitter and stuff. And now I'm going to take its Waverly Chalk Paint in the color Mineral, and I give it, I think, 3 coats because some of those words were still trying to show through. But I love how this turned out. I had a lot of different ideas going on in my head, but and I've never seen these signs at our Dollar Tree. So now I'm going to take its folk art, or no, apple barrel black matte paint and paint the roof. And then I also paint the sides or top of the roof with the black also. And now I'm taking these, but I end up changing because I already had some cut. I'm going to frame out windows and doors. I wish I had made the windows bigger, but once I get the framing up, they do look bigger. But they still could have been a little bit bigger, I think. So I have these strips of, it's actually contact paper in a barn looking, well, it's what's on my table. And I cut it into strips. Initially I measured, but none of these wood pieces are exact, so I ended up having to, and I measured and then pre-cut them. And then I realized these houses aren't true, or these signs aren't true. So I just start kind of measuring as I go. And it's even warped. And I'm just using this as a spacer because I want that gray to look like, what do you call it? Mortar? Is that what they call it? That's in between on cabins. And then I just start eyeballing it once I figure out about how far apart they needed to be. And it doesn't matter that I'm covering up the door down here or where the door will be, but up at the windows I measure according to on the sides and in between. I hope that makes sense. So now I'm just taking longer strips and then I cut them off and use my exacto knife to get them close. I'm getting attacked by it. And then, like I said, I just go in between and on the sides of those mirrors. Now I have these these are these little chalkboard, and I'm just using those as a template for the windows and the door. I use these sheet protectors because I want it to look like real windows and door, like a glass door. And then I have tissue paper that I use to go in the sheet protector, and then I put some little designs. I use white with some designs on the windows. I put a little joy word on one window, and the other, I think that came from a printable. It's like a little fall Christmas greenery. And for the door I use red, and I put a little Christmas tree from some wrapping paper. Yeah, wrapping paper. So I'm just going to use that for a template to measure and cut that out. And had I figured out a way, because there's still some things I want to add to this. I wanted to put like one of those globe things in the front yard, but I got to figure out how to make that work. So now I'm just taking a little bit of glue and gluing down that word joy to the white tissue paper, just a little bit. And it will be these will get secured down when I put the frame around the window and the doors, or door. So see, I ended up using some that I already had cut that were a better size. And I end up using a furniture marker in black. Because the paint was just taking longer to dry. And I don't have patience for paint to dry. I have a lot of patience, but not for something like that. See, for the door I did red, and then I had a little Christmas tree. And now I'm just using this as a base. And I got this, I finally found one of those. I was looking up the wrong, what they're called. And I was always coming up empty. It wasn't showing me. And then I got this, and I started trying to scrape. Well, I had to flip the blade around. Yeah, they were trying to take care of me with some, you know, safety precautions there, and I was trying to scrape that off with the wrong end. But now that's off, and I sanded it. Now I don't remember what they call that little sander. Gator, maybe? And I'm painting this. I'm just giving it a coat because I'm going to be covering that up with the Waverly Chalk Paint in Snow White. And now I've made a little wreath with that garland from Hobby Lobby. I just love that stuff. Then I'm going to put up at the top of the house. And I've made little like swags to go under the windows and a garland to go around the door. And I have this little pick. But first I'm going to flock with some white paint. And that's kind of dried up there in the cap, which made it, I liked the way it looked, because I also did that to the roof of the house. Roof? Why am I saying roof? So I do it to all of those pieces. I just love this stuff. My husband's going to end up with some clothes made out of it or something. I don't know. I just like this stuff. It's like, these are a little itchy. Well, so I guess you can kind of see what I was trying to do with the sheet protectors. For I wanted to look like glass, and then you know, almost like somebody put, you know how people put those things on their doors and then they are window clings. That's what I was going for. And I'm going to take these, I have these little bitty bells. They're silver bells. And I take some wire and I attach those up at the top of the door at the garland, or yeah. And now I have these little bitty, they're from those pitberry garlands, because I needed something small. I have red and white that I'm going to put on the garland and the little swags and the wreath. And then I have this snowman. This is one of those tinsel. I've had this one probably 2 years. And I'm just using it to cut some tinsel off to put along the roof. I don't know. It sounds weird either way. So I'm just cutting enough of that to do that. And there is the house almost finished, or cabin. And then it's going to stand on this. And I'm going to cover it with polyfill. But I have to get the house on first. And I have some fairy lights. So I have braced this with some little wooden blocks and some popsicle sticks that have an angle to them. And I'm going to put the lights on and then put the house or the box to the lights. I use double-sided tape, and so far it's doing okay. To put it in between those brackets on the back, where you can turn them on, turn them off. They'll do flashing, they'll do constant. And then I took one of those trees that I made for a previous project there on the left, and I ran the lights up under that from the house to that tree. And now I'm just taking some little Dollar Tree smaller trees and putting over there to the side. And the only way I could figure to get the polyfill down, because apparently my craft glue has dried up that I got from Dollar Tree, I took some adhesive, it's spray glue, and I just get it to the consistency that I want. And like I said, there's some other things that I want to add to this, but it was running pretty long and I wanted for upload purposes. I needed to finish this one. So when I add the things that I'm going to add to the yard, I will, because I want to put like a Santa stop here sign and a mailbox, who knows, a walkway. I will upload a picture of that once I get the extra stuff done, just for timing and upload purposes. I didn't go any further once I got this part done. But I like it. I like things that sit. I always like those Christmas villages and stuff. Oh, I'd have them all over the place. I was trying to get the polyfill to cover, but not be, you know, overwhelmed or huge. I need a snowman for the yard. So there it is right now. But I am going to add to it. And I really enjoyed doing this, and I hope you like it and you get some inspiration from it. And it's not as tall as it looks there. I think it's just the way I take pictures. I don't know. But I show it here with the lights off in a second. So you all let me know what you think. And now for DIY number 2. This one is one of those ornament signs from Dollar Tree. I like this. I just pop that metal piece off, and then I have this wall tile, self-adhesive wall tile. But when you cut that, like if you were to just put this on wood, the size of that, it would stick. But when you cut it, obviously it doesn't. So I used my crafter's glue on this, and I think I must have left the cap off or something because it was dried up for me when I went to put the polyfill down on the other. Because these are out of order as I made them, or the way I made them. I love those wall tiles, but I want to make sure I get in the center, like the center design. In the center of my sign. And I contemplated like dry brushing or pouncing some black paint onto those raised areas. But I thought about it after I had already put the little metal piece back up there, and so if you wanted to do that, which it would be beautiful, do it before you start putting other things on it. But I like it as it is. And that's just that crafter's glue from Dollar Tree. And this gives me a little bit more wiggle room when I put it down to make sure it's straight, because it doesn't adhere immediately. And it gets up in those, the main parts that are going to be glued are what's sticking out on the back. But it didn't take this long to dry once I put weight on it. And I go around that with black because I've painted the metal thing black, and then I'm going to use elephant gray on the sides where that silver is. But with the metal piece, I took black and then I scraped off places like with just a little sandpaper where the silver shows through. And I love these colors. I love silver or metal looking. And now I have these. I took those off something else that I had from last year, I think. I really don't know what they are. They were probably picks from Wal Mart or Hobby Lobby that I just took apart. And I'm just going to glue those two up at the top. I tell you, we've been having crazy weather here. It got really cold, and then it got back up in the 80s. Everybody's allergies are just going crazy. And then I just put that one there. The colder weather made it seem more appropriate making Christmas DIYs. And then it warms back up. Got the air on during the day and heat at night. But that's just Kentucky for you. Well, it may be a lot of places, I don't know. And then these berries came from Dollar Tree. I was surprised they had them. They normally, at this one, don't have much in terms of anything floral. And I just arrange a couple on each of those. But they're frosted. I thought they were really pretty. And then I have some white berries. Well, they're kind of a cream color. They came from Hobby Lobby. And I end up putting those up at the top. Excuse me. I still haven't been back to our Dollar Tree to see what else they got. And I'd like to get back to Hobby Lobby. Oh, and I put that boxwood. So what? Yeah, boxwood. I had some little pieces. And Wal Mart usually has pretty good boxwood, lamb's ear. And I'm just going to take this buffalo check ribbon and put around it there in the center. I still love the buffalo check. I used to only like the black and white buffalo check, but now I even like the red and black. And I put a little bow with another one of those little berries. And I just think this is pretty. So y'all let me know what you think. And if you use that stuff, take advantage of those raised up places by dry brushing or pouncing some paint on them. I've seen it done and it's really pretty. So for DIY number 3, in this picture it doesn't look teal, but that is a teal color and the ribbon has teal in it. I have this ornament sign from Dollar Tree. And something goes up with my camera here. I don't know, it starts getting blurry. I don't know if this was night. So I have those same berries, and that is teal colored permanent vinyl. But in that picture it looked a darker blue. And then I have some ribbon from Hobby Lobby that has teal colored snowflakes on it. And the best thing I've found to do with this, because it's so rolled up, is just cut you out a square and then, you know, the size that you need, and then work from there and leave it a little bit larger when you cut it, and then go around with your exacto knife. because that stuff curls really, really bad. So I'm just tracing around it. Excuse my voice, I'm just allergies and then you just peel that back. It's just a final. And now I have these snowflake stickers from Dollar Tree, and there's a small and a medium and a large, and I just take those and place them on the ornament. And I just place those, you know, to my liking. And I put one down somewhere I didn't want it, and then peeled it back up, and it didn't ruin the vinyl or anything. So now I cut off 2 pieces, and I'm going to glue those berries. I'm going to glue those down up at the top. And I've made a little bow with that ribbon. It's not real stiff, but I made basically just a little bow tie type bow and then added tails. If I get my easy bow maker out, I end up making bows that are huge. I'll try to get them smaller because I'm used to making big bows. So smaller bows for these size are more of a challenge. And then I put a hanger on it with that white jute, and that came from Wal Mart. Well, after I put the bow on. And I put a berry in the middle of that bow. And I just use that to make that jute to make a hanger. And this one is done. I think it's pretty. I guess it's the lighting in there. I don't know. I wish it would have reflected. I mean, you can tell there it's teal, but in the pictures it looks a different color blue. Or it could be the camera woman. I don't know. So again, if you're new here, I want to welcome you. And I hope if you like the content, you'll consider subscribing. And for you returning subscribers, I really appreciate you all. I enjoy your comments. And I'm getting ready to do a mystery challenge. Will probably be my next video. And then after that, I'll have my regular Wednesday video up. And there's the finished product. And I am on Instagram and TikTok. and I upload shorts and stuff there. So you can follow me over there. And I want to thank you all for watching. And you all have a great day. Thanks.